So,
You know,
you've had Josh Barnett in your corner for a couple fights.
I did.
How does that relationship start?
yeah.
So Erik Paulson, who was his coach, and Greg Nelson are really close. They came up together. And
Brilliant mind. Erik Paulson's a brilliant mind.
Paulson cracks me up because he will show you the most phenomenal move you've ever seen. Some little, twerk on a move that's phenomenal. And you'll be like, holy shit, I've been doing a side choke wrong all these years. And then in the very next breath, he will show you the stupidest move you've ever seen, but equally convinced that it's going to work. I've never seen it's a blast training with him because he'll show you something that's just absurdly ridiculous. Like, Erik, that is never going to work. And then the very next move he'll show you is amazing. You're like, oh my God, I've been doing this wrong my whole career.
You know what, man? His Instagram, every once in a while he shows some of those moves. Because, dude, anything Erik Paulson does, I'm gonna watch. Like Teddy Atlas, Erik Paulson, I'm watching all of that. And there's a couple times where I'm like, man, this guy needs some American flag pants. What's he doing?
It totally is. If that's all it was, it'd be funny, right? But then he'll show you just something amazing. I mean, he's one of the best coaches I've been around. You just got to pick and choose.
So did you ever roll with Josh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you go out to Washington?
I was out in California when he was in California.
Okay. And what was that experience like?
So I've heard Josh Josh has a MO of going too hard with people. I thought he was a great partner. We rolled just fine. So I've heard, he's one of the people that you need to be careful you train with. I've always had, not only did I never had a bad experience training with him, every time was great. One of the more interesting training times was with him. So at the time, him and Quinton, Rampage Jackson were training together. I was getting ready for a UFC fight. God, must have been Karo, I guess. And so it's coming up in, a few days. We're out there for the fight. In Rampage, I keep taking him down in practice and getting to really good positions and submitting him. So I think he's letting me do it because I'm getting ready for a fight, which I think is, he's Rampage Jackson of all things. It's super generous, right? And so then after practice, he comes up to me and he's visibly irritated. He's like, you keep taking me down. I want to go again. I'm like, dude, you were trying? And so I talked to Josh about it afterwards. I'm like, dude, I don't understand. He is, I've seen him fight. He's amazing. I took him down and submitted him at will. At will, that's an exaggeration. But I wasn't having a whole lot of problem taking him down, getting good position and locking up and stuff. It wasn't what you think wrong with Rampage Jackson. And Josh like, no, man, that's just how he is in the room. And all of a sudden you add in him throwing you around and not caring about your well-being, and he's a different guy in the ring. It was one of the few guys I've ever rolled. I'm like, man, how are you so good? And he really is. It was super interesting.
Wow.
So Nick, check out the full interview on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms.